We need the clapper button. Take, I don't know, 105. Hello you lovely lot, welcome back. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today I'm coming to you from my garden and I have a great video for you today. I will be reviewing and giving my opinion on the Uniwheel Mini, which is a power unit add-on for a manual wheelchair, and it basically turns your manual wheelchair into like an electric scooter. So stick around and let's get straight to it. Okay, so if you follow me at all, you will know that I started a GoFundMe campaign to raise money to buy a power adapter for my manual wheelchair. So although I didn't raise enough money on my campaign, Uniwheel themselves had a fantastic sale, so I was able to purchase this at the price, reduced price of £1,500, excluding VAT, and shipping was on top of that. And I believe the full price when I started fundraising was about £2,250, but I believe it's going to be going up. So a great discount of about £750. So I was able, with the amount of money I raised, to buy the Uniwheel Mini and get it in advance, get it now when I need it. I ordered the Uniwheel Mini from the UK distributor, and that is Gerald Simmons Healthcare, and they were brilliant, helpful, no problems there. I ordered it and the product arrived in a massive box. It was very exciting. And then when I started to open it, I could see inside the box that we had the unit itself was in a carry box, or its own carry case, and it was very smart black box, and then there was all the fixings that came with it. So that is something to note, that they will do a video call with you before you buy your Uniwheel Mini to make sure it's compatible with your wheelchair, and there are a variety of fixings once it is compatible for you to attach it to your wheelchair. So they came as well, along with some manuals, and I was also sent an updated electronic version PDF manual, so I had that to work with. The service that came with buying the Uniwheel Mini has been second to none. I cannot fault it. I can't praise it enough either. There was the option to have a video call to help me fit the unit, but myself and my husband decided we were just going to give it a try for ourselves, just because we're in lockdown. It was something different to do, so we decided we'd attempt it ourselves. And to be honest, we probably should have done the video call, because we were fiddling around for a long time and I was exhausted. There you go, I'm not very good at pacing. That's not news to anybody if you know me. However, once it's on, as you'll see from the video, you leave the clamps on your wheelchair and then you attach the fixing unit to and from your wheelchair. When you're sat in it, it simply slips in, you tighten the bolts and you clip them into place. It's really simple, really quick and easy. And then the actual attachment and detachment of the unit itself is simply a case of angling it just right, clipping it into the hook on the central unit, and you just push the handlebars forward and it simply lifts into place and the casters come off the floor. And to detach it, you have a very simple clasp mechanism where you push it forwards whilst pushing the handlebars a little bit, and it just slides out. It could not be easier. I can do it by myself, and if somebody needed to help, it would be super simple for them to do as well. So brilliant, top marks for attaching and detaching. So it has two handlebars, and then on the top you have some controls. You've got some buttons to press which control the mode, and you have 1, 2 and 3. 1 is to go into reverse, 2 is normal and goes up to about 6 kilometers per hour, and 3 is for when you're on private roads, and that goes up to about 16 kilometers an hour. On the other side you have a button for the power, and you have a button for the headlight, which I didn't know I was going to get. I didn't know it had a headlight, but it's very powerful and I think it would be really useful to have it, so that was good. And then in the centre it has a display that tells you how fast you're going, how much battery power you've got, what mode you're in. But yeah, it's really useful. Okay, so first of all, the camera stopped recording halfway through that last set that I was doing, so I've had to set it up again in the garden the next day, and the camera's not working, so I'm back using my phone. So here we go with the rest of it. Okay, so what was the driving experience actually like? Well, it was very smooth, it was really quite nippy, the turning circle was really small. I never felt unstable at all, so all the way through I felt like I wasn't going to fall out of my wheelchair, and the longer I used it, the more brave I got, and at no point did I feel like I was unstable, so that was really good. In reverse as well, I had no problems with that, although the one thing I would say is it does go really fast, depending on the how far you push the throttle obviously, but it can go really fast backwards. But it's like anything, the longer you use it, the more I got used to it. So here, have a look and see how I got on with trundling about. Okay, and now it does also have the ability to go onto grass, as long as it's not particularly long and as long as it's sort of solid flat surface underneath the grass, not really off-roading. But I found that I was able to go over onto the grass and drive along quite well, as you'll see. Although not strictly speaking an off-road unit, it's just good to know that if there is a small area of grass and it's fairly flat, that the unit can accommodate that, and it's fine with that. It does come with the case, and one thing to note about the case is that it has kind of a rucksack attachment on the back, or a rucksack setup. So it means that you can take the power unit itself in the rucksack part, in the case, and attach it to the back of your wheelchair. And so as long as you've got that frame on the front, which you could go out with, and if you don't want to use the battery up, or you don't need to use it all of the time, you have got the facility to take it out on the back of your wheelchair, which I don't think other power units have. So I think this is quite a unique and sort of adds a flexibility to the unit. It does come with a charger unit. It's a lithium battery, which means that if it's plugged in all the time, it's not going to degrade the battery. So it's a bit like a battery in your phone or in your iPad or something like that. So the guys at Uniwheel did say to leave it plugged in when you're not using it, and then it's always fully charged for when you go out. And it will do a 15-kilometre distance on a full charge, and a full charge will take you about 3 hours. But one thing to note is that the battery, if it gets down to a 2 or a 1 bar, there's a little picture of a battery on the middle of the steering wheel on that display there. If that gets down to a 2 or a 1, you really should plug it in, because if the battery drains completely, you invalidate the warranty. So to avoid that, I would say, and if it gets down to a 1, I probably would stop using it just in case, because you don't want your warranty to be invalidated. The lithium battery is small enough to take out with you, so if you were going out further and you were going to a coffee shop or something, then it literally just plugs into the wall, so really, really easy. And if you're travelling on a plane, which this unit is able to do, you take the battery in your hand luggage with you, and you let them know that you've got a lithium battery in your hand luggage. Okay, so first impressions. I think when you compare it to other power units that are available, for a start price, so I got this one on a special offer on sale, so I paid £1,500 for it, and at the time when I started my GoFundMe, I think it was around £2,250 or £2,500, so I got at least £750 off, which makes it really, really competitive. I don't think that there's anything else on the market below £2,500, and a lot are £3,000 to £5,000. So from that perspective, that's a win for me. And portability, I love the fact that it's only 5 kilos and that it's so light and easy to take around with me. I like that I can attach it to the back of my wheelchair, so for me that's another win. Don't think it's a one-size-fits-all unit because its wheel is quite small, and in the manual it says it can handle a 3 centimetre curb, which is not very high. So I think if you're wanting to go a little more rural, a little bit more in the countryside, I think there's going to be a situation for another possible add-on unit, and that's certainly something that I would be looking to getting. But I think that this is an urban solution, great for going around the shops. It doesn't add much size to your wheelchair. I think for pavements and shopping it's absolutely perfect. But what about the driving experience itself? So I felt very confident using this. I felt that the ride was really smooth. I felt that the unit was very responsive and very nippy. It didn't take off too quickly. It built up speed nice and smoothly. So for driving experience, it gets 10 out of 10 for me, for what I'm looking for. Compact, portable, around town. I don't think you can go wrong with this unit, honestly. And I do think it's worth noting about the service from Uniwheel. It's faultless. I have felt looked after since before I even purchased it. So I contacted Uniwheel just to talk about the unit itself, to find out a little bit more about it, and they were so personal and helpful that I felt looked after from that moment. So I have no complaints, but I really think that if you're disabled, I think that good service is one of those things that is greater than the sum of its parts. The way that you feel that you don't have to cope with this on your own, you don't have to go through the process on your own, that every step of the way you're taken care of. It was just wonderful. I wish every buying experience I had was like that, especially when you're spending that kind of money. It was absolutely second to none, and I think it's something to factor in when you're making your decision about what power unit you might want to have. Let's talk about the test drive itself. We just went to a very local park here in Cirencester where I live, so it wasn't very far away from home, just in case things went wrong. I felt free and independent, and I got to see things that I haven't been able to see very much. I actually had a wonderful time. I got out, I saw the park, it was just beautiful. I saw the river, and just being able to get out into that kind of environment, I think that this will give you that side, or any power unit to be fair, will give you that added independence. And I think that's something to bear in mind when you're looking at the costs, because they are expensive. When you've already probably paid 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, £1,000 for your wheelchair, and you're looking at up to another 5 for this, it can get really daunting. And I recognise that is a factor about cost. But for quality of life, for me, being able to get out into the park, and now I know there are other places I can go that we haven't been able to go to, I think that being able to get out and about was really, really nice. I'm absolutely thrilled that I've got this unit. I recommend it if you're looking for something for an urban environment. Then I would recommend this unit 100%. I'm absolutely over the moon from start to finish with it. Well done, Uniwheel. Okay, that's about it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed doing this video for you. I've absolutely loved it. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. I do these videos quite often. I'd love to have you as part of the family. Until next time, you take care. Bye bye.